Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Well, it's a brand new day, it's a brand new week, which means it's a brand new opportunity for you to do something amazing, and it all begins today. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Monday. We have a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you before to my conversation with David A. Arnold, the talented comedian, actor, writer, producer that passed away on September the 7th at the age of 54. Had a chance to interview David back in 2020 on Conversations Live, the radio show. You'll be hearing part of that conversation today. So enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Monday headlines. In international news, Russian forces retreat amid Ukrainian counteroffensive. Ukrainian troops on Sunday successfully pressed their swift counteroffensive in the northeastern part of the country, even as a nuclear power plant in the Russia-occupied south completely shut down in a bid to prevent a radiation disaster as fighting raged nearby. But Russia struck back at Ukraine's infrastructure Sunday night, causing widespread blackouts, with certain regions among those without power, officials said. Kyiv's action to reclaim Russia-occupied areas in an area forced Moscow to withdraw its troops to prevent them from being surrounded, leaving behind significant numbers of weapons and munitions in a hasty retreat as the war marked its 200th day on Sunday. Ukrainian President Zelensky mocked the Russians in a video address Saturday night, saying the Russian army in these days is demonstrating the best that it can do, showing its back. He posted a video of Ukrainian soldiers hoisting the national flag over a city reclaimed in the counteroffensive. One of the 95th Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine tweeted a video from what appeared to be the city center. The city was considered an important command and supply hub for Russia's northern front. While most attention focused on the counteroffensive, Ukraine's nuclear energy operator said the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant, Europe's largest, was reconnected to Ukraine's electricity grid, allowing engineers to shut down its last operational reactor to safeguard it amid the fighting. The plant, one of the 10 biggest atomic power stations in the world, has been occupied by Russian forces since the early days of the war. Ukraine and Russia have traded blame for shelling around it. Since a September 5th fire caused by shelling knocked the power plant transmission lines, the reactor was powering crucial safety equipment in a so-called island mode, an unreliable regime that left the plant increasingly vulnerable to a potential nuclear accident. The International Atomic Energy Agency, the UN nuclear watchdog that has 2 experts at the site, welcomed the restoration of external power, but the IAEA Director General said he is gravely concerned about the situation at the plant, which remains in danger as long as any shelling continues. He said talks have begun on establishing a safety and security zone around it. In a call Sunday with the Russian President Vladimir Putin, the French President Emmanuel Macron urged the withdrawal of Russian troops and weaponry from the plant in line with IAEA recommendations. In fighting, Ukraine's military general said its forces have recaptured about 1,160 square miles since the counteroffensive began in early September. He said Ukrainian troops are only 50 kilometers, about 30 miles, from the Russian border. In more international news, Queen Elizabeth II's coffin takes long road through Scotland. In a somber, regal procession, Queen Elizabeth II's flag-draped coffin was driven slowly through the Scottish countryside Sunday from her beloved Balmoral Castle to the Scottish capital. Mourners packed city streets and highway bridges or lined rural roads with cars and tractors to take part in the historic goodbye to the monarch who had reigned for 70 years. The hearse drove past piles of bouquets and other tributes as it led a 7-car cortege from Balmoral, where the Queen died Thursday at 96, for a 6-hour trip through Scottish towns. The late Queen's coffin was draped in a royal standard for Scotland and topped with a wreath made of flowers from the estate, including sweet peas, one of the Queen's favorites. In national news, U.S. and Trump team proposed names for arbiter in Mar-a-Lago probe. The Justice Department and Donald Trump's legal team each proposed candidates Friday for the role of an independent arbiter in the investigation into top-secret documents found at the former president's Florida home, but the two sides differed on the scope of duties the person would have. Lawyers for Trump said they believe the so-called special master should review all documents seized by the FBI during its search last month at Mar-a-Lago, including records with classification markings, and filter out any that may be protected by claims of executive privilege. The Justice Department, by contrast, said it does not believe the arbiter should be permitted to inspect classified records or resolve potential claims of executive privilege. The U.S. District Judge had given both sides until Friday to submit potential candidates for the role of a special master, as well as proposals for the scope of the person's duties and the schedule for his or her work. And finally, in entertainment news, Barbarian is top film amid late summer box office doldrums. The horror film Barbarian won the weekend by bringing in $10 million, according to studio estimates on Sunday, as the late summer doldrums at the box office continued. That made the top 5 movies over the weekend. Number 1, Barbarian with $10 million. Number 2, Balmastra Part 1 with $4 million. Number 3, Bullet Train with $3 million. Number 4, Top Gun Maverick with $3 million. And number 5, DC League of Super Pets with $3 million. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Monday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. Start the week off with this attitude. No matter what you might face, or what may try to sidetrack you, there's no one that can derail your path to success but you. Do not become your own worst enemy. Choose to be your best motivator. Have an amazing Monday. David A. Arnold is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight, right here on Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with Entertainment Spotlight. Comedian, actor, producer, and writer David A. Arnold passed away on September the 7th, 2022, at the age of 54. I had a chance to interview David in 2020 about his remarkable career and success. Here's a bit of our conversation.
And you said something that I try to share with them all the time, and that is timing really is everything. Because you're right, you could not have planned a better time for to get people, situated around something. Has that also been true for you in your career, though, David, when it comes to looking at the success you've been able to have?
Well, yeah, it has. I've been doing, this is the crazy thing. A lot of people who are listening to this probably have never heard of me, and a lot of people who are going to go and watch the special, they've just seen me for the first time when they see me on Netflix. The truth is, I've been doing stand-up for 24 years. I'm done all of the television shows from BET to Comedy Central. I've also produced several television shows. I'm a television writer and producer. Everything from Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns, A House of Pain, to Real Husbands of Hollywood, to the Emmy-nominated show Fuller House that is also on Netflix that's streaming. And it's great to know, I've been talking to so many of my friends. Charlie Mack is a good friend of mine who is responsible for bringing Will Smith from Philadelphia to Los Angeles. And he was talking about timing yesterday to me. And I was saying, to have been doing stand-up as long as I have, and this is finally an opportunity for my stand-up to hit a national stage. The great part about it is that I know that I'm ready, and that it feels great to also know that I already have another hour in the can and ready to go, while this one is out here and introducing me to everyone. That's the great part. So, I shot this also the timing of my social media. I'm not sure if you know, but when I shot the video, I shot that special last year. When I shot it, I had maybe 20,000 followers that I would not have had it came out any sooner.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that allowed me to reach out to all 600,000+ of my followers and tell, between Facebook and Instagram, and tell them about it. And then, because they responded so well to it, they've been telling other people, and it's just been, and just in the 2 weeks that it's been out, I've picked up another 50,000 followers between the two platforms.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning into this edition of Conversations Daily News. But let's get on tomorrow's more news, message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today, and let's go make it a great one.